Beautiful night in Northeast Utah. Aggies of Utah State with a 5-point lead over Nevada. Desmond Cambridge, I should say. Lav, he's picking up right where he left off earlier in the week.
Yeah, the catch and shoot opportunities, and the Wolfpack wisely looking to feed that hot hand. And in the deep corner, he hits one as well as off the bounce and likes that side of the floor. Another corner pocket three. So Cambridge outstanding, but a good counter by Utah State. They found themselves putting the ball down low to the big fellas. Horvath went to work as well as Bean. And I thought the passing, as we look at a nice shot by Edelrock, but the passing of Ashworth and Jones, they were a dynamic tandem or duo when they're on the floor together, and really allowed Utah State to find a rhythm. And also they spoon-fed the big fellas on the pick and roll action and some dribble penetration, forcing some help from Nevada, and then dropping the dimes inside for those high percentage 0-footers, which coaches really appreciate.
Yeah, you mentioned the movement. 7 assists on 11 made field goals for Utah State. Nevada had lead most of the first half, 14 minutes or so. A team that is, again, scuffling, losing 6 straight. Utah State looking for their 6th win in the last 7. This has been, as it is for every team, compressed schedule. The 7th game in the last 16 days for the Aggies. Had their 5-game win streak snapped on Tuesday. So this Nevada team hasn't had much to look forward to over the last little while, but they're getting healthier. Sherfield's back. We haven't seen Warren Washington. He practiced yesterday. We'll see if he comes off the bench. He's missed the last 6 for Nevada. And Utah State, a team just outside the tournament bubble right now.
Interesting to see first 5 minutes of Utah State goes back to Horvath. He was very effective, not only in finishing in the basket area, 3 of 7, but 9 of 10 from the foul line. And that's what you get when you look interior, play inside out as a mindset or an approach offensively, instead of settling for threes. The travel on Bean, a little anxious.
Turnovers have been an issue for the Aggies. They've hit their season average. It's the 12th of the night.
And it's usually when they're in a bit of a hurry. You want to be quick, but not hurry. Never mistake activity for achievement. And sometimes, again, just that deep breath when you catch the ball. Nice look inside. Wolfpack right out of the gate, going to the big fella Baker. Feed the big dog. Why not?
37-34. Bean probing. Still with it. Nice man-to-man defense, and Grant Sherfield forced the miss. Wolfpack won a
full shot for Bean to start, and the Wolfpack capitalize, get a stop, a shutout. Keenan Blackshear with the finish, and that's what stops will do. Gives you numbers going the other direction.
Tough finish for Bean.
Bean not shy, huh? He's definitely got the green light, the Emerald City green light by Coach Odom.
Whoa, what a finish for Cambridge.
And excellent counter. If you're denied, you're overplayed, back cut, and you'll be rewarded if you have a team that's alert, intelligent, and playing in a cohesive manner. Well, there it is. You see the overplay. And what's impressive there is the body control, taking it from one side of the basket to the other, using the body to shield the basketball from the defender, and puts it down off the window.
Horvath, the leading scorer for Utah State. Guarded by Baker. Horvath to the rim. No. Defensive rebound for the Wolfpack.
A little NBA flavor in the Aggies' approach here, looking for matchups and trying to attack. I still think they'd be better suited to move the ball some, get a reversal, get some touches, find a rhythm. Instead of going off the bounce against a set defense on the first catch.
Yeah, Horvath stepped down to the baseline off the double team.
Yeah, just again, take a deep breath. I go back to punctuation. There's periods, there's commas, there's nothing wrong with the pause. Nothing there. And good rotation by the Wolfpack. It's a double team, plus you got the end line as an extra defender. Really, it's 3 defenders, the equivalent.
Sherfield on the free throw line.
And very comfortable there off the bounce, getting to that mid-range stop and pop game.
Whoa. Wild take from Ashworth.
Aggies going so quick.
Yeah.
Maybe they had too many oranges or tangerines at halftime. What
Off that sugar high.
Boy.
Nevada with the lead. Sherfield up the shot fake, turned it over. Ashworth got in the passing lane and got grabbed by Trey Coleman. Oh, frustration foul for Nevada. Third foul for Coleman.
Just a tough pass. That's where, again, you have to be more prudent or judicious. The choices when you're making passes, that's a low percentage play. And it's a fine line, going back to our point, Alex. You want your team to be aggressive and confident, but you need to be purposeful as well and efficient. That's the winning basketball that Coach Odom expects. Here they've got 4 or 5 touches already. Nothing wrong with exploring the interior again as well.
The pick from Horvath, the drive from Jones.
That was a great possession. 5-6 passes. Then they lifted Nevada's defense, and that created the driving lane to the basket, a straight line drive for Jones. I like that little inside-outside dribble as well. And then just scoops it under the defender and gets the goaltending call.
In the corner, it's Daniel Foster. Picks up his dribble. And Utah State back in the lead. Sherfield off the step back 3. Bottoms.
Wow, just feeling it.
Yeah. That was well defended by Bairstow, and Sherfield just lined it up in his face. There's Bean. Can shoot from just about anywhere. Wheels it back. Ashworth and Bean, a 2-man game. Bean draws the contact.
Sherfield sidesing it up. Just a nice rhythm bounce and lifts it to the clouds. Ball settles in nicely. Buckets.
There's Bairstow. Jones off the shot fake. Jones still with it.
He's so effective at finding seams and gaps, using change of pace and change of direction, and knowing how to get shots off in a variety of ways. I watched him through the years when he was at Utah.
He had 43 starts there as Bean pulls down the rebound here off the miss from Sherfield. Up ahead, it is Horvath, who continues to lead the way for Utah State, now 17 on the night.
Yeah, the Aggies opportunistic, Alex. Getting a stop and running the lanes, fly pattern, why not?
Baker off the mark. Rebound, tracked down by Bairstow. Numbers for Utah State. Horvath the flush.
Wouldn't be surprised if Coach Alford doesn't look at a timeout here. Trusts his team.
Yep, he's going to let him play. Find their way through it. Next whistle will be immediate timeout. Baker got his defender up in the air. Sherfield locates Foster at the low block. Count it! And a foul. What a finish from Daniel Foster, the Australian sophomore.
Boy, Sherfield getting to that kill spot, the stop and pop, good lift. Here come the Aggies. They're on a run. The high percentage flush. One more time. The chin up on the rim. Timeout.
A couple big-time battles tomorrow on Fox. Seton Hall, man, that team's continuing to grind. They take on Villanova, and then Indiana faces Michigan State, having a great season. It all starts 12:30 Eastern on Fox and the Fox Sports app. What a week for college hoops. #1 going down. Auburn, Eric Musselman, and the Arkansas Razorbacks, who have been great over the last year and a half. Saw Xavier and UConn in action earlier this evening. I know what you think, though, Lav, about Musselman and his antics after the. Well, I should say antics. I mean, would you ever take your shirt off after a game, even if your team knocked off #1?
Absolutely not. I would have been fired the next day at UCLA. Don't even think I could have got away with it at St. John's. But I admire the passion and Eric Musselman feeling it. That's an out-of-body experience for a coach, beating the #1 team in the country. That's a special moment that you're sharing with your fans and your players. Of course, Bruce Pearl was the first one I saw take off his shirt fully in body paint when he was coaching at Tennessee. I think it was at a women's game, and he was so fired up. He was going up into the student section, not completely naked, but just short of completely naked. Body paint, a beauty.
Of course, Musselman, the former coach at Nevada, helped build this team into a power. We're a top 10 team a couple years ago. The Martin brothers leading the way.
Yeah, Nevada with some rich tradition.
Yeah.
Trent Johnson as well. Mark Fox, prior head coaches at Nevada, has had success. And now, of course, Coach Odom, Coach Alford.
Empty possession for Utah State, leading 47-45. Cambridge, Rainbow three wouldn't drop. Jones finds the rebound, and they'll jump it up. Possession arrow favors Nevada. Remember that and one leading into the media timeout. Obviously, the free throw was missed, but it feels like that was a critical juncture of the game. You were talking about, did Nevada want to call a timeout? They didn't. Alford let him play.
And I love the have a hunch, bet a bunch, gut intuition feel that Coach Alford has for his team, and electing not to use that timeout. Now he's got one down the stretch that may come in handy. So I give him credit.
Cambridge
coach
again.
will call that timeout, try and stem the bleeding.
Yeah.
And it can work, but it can also be a situation you come back to regret when you have less timeouts late.
Bean from the corner. Yes! And Bean has his first triple of the night.
I mean, no conscience. You talk about good shooters, preferably have amnesia, short memories. If you go through a stretch where you're struggling some, you just keep putting them up, swinging for the fences like home run hitters.
Nice pass inside. KJ Himes able to finish.
A good decision there by Grant Sherfield. Nice high-low pass.
Foul on Ashworth, his second. And 2 for Himes at the stripe here. Justin Bean, who hit that three-pointer a moment ago. Look at this stat line. I mean, we told you in the open, he does everything.
What's remarkable is the 50% from behind the arc. You know, his first 3 seasons, he was a 25% three-point shooter, so he's doubled his efficiency in terms of long-distance shooting. That shows the work ethic, the reps, the eagerness, earnest in terms of wanting to get better as a player.
KJ Himes staring right into the herd, comes up empty at the line, 0 for 2. Utah State leading 50-47. Ashworth drives, kicks, Bairstow off the mark from 3. The Wolfpack hanging tough with him. They'll slip there on the drive, and a scramble for the loose ball. Possession arrow favors Utah State.
A little scrum under the basket. Gives you an idea how significant this game is, what's at stake. Good defense there by Jones, not using the hands, putting the arms out. So it's clear to the official that he's not guilty of a foul. Really selling it in that regard, and it paid dividends.
Jones off the side of the backboard. Took a hard fall. Numbers for Nevada. 5 against 4. Cambridge at 3. He's got it. And the game is tied. Cambridge now with 20.
And nothing but net. I mean, you could hear it. Our microphones picked it up. You talk about accuracy and the no hesitation. Seeing some confident players on both these respective teams.
Desmond Cambridge, who last year was top 5 in the Mountain West in scoring, he's actually averaging more points per game this year, but the league is so deep. He's 11th in the league this year in scoring.
Some remarkable individual performances we're seeing in the Mountain West Conference, individually as well as collectively by teams. Oh, that's pretty.
Yes.
In traffic too, contested, but the quick jump hook. He gets good rotation on his jump hook. We talk about rotation on jump shots or free throw shooting, but the way the ball rolls off the fingers is critical in jump hooks as well.
Loving the one-upsmanship. Ashworth and Cambridge, the leading scorers. Cambridge pops and hits from 3 again. Nevada has the lead.
Even when blanketed, he is feeling it. The quick trigger is what impresses me. Yes, the footwork, get organized, get those toes, those feet facing the basket, but the quick trigger up top.
Horvath trying to answer, gets fouled.
Well, Horvath down low, using that back down dribble, gets the jump hook off before the help comes, and working without the ball. Desmond Cambridge feeling it. Wolfpack getting it to him. Why not?
Terrific game in Logan. 53-52 Nevada. Utah State has won 5 of 6. Nevada trying to stop their losing streak. We've been talking about Justin Bean now in a double figure today. I don't think there's enough appreciation for what this guy does on the regular for Utah State.
Boy, gathering the footwork, his attacks on the rim off the bounce, and then from long distance, an area he's improved dramatically from his first 3 years. And we take a look at his story, and this, though, again, is the most impressive. The 50% from the three-point line, given he was shooting 25 combined over the first 3 years of his career. And again, that means shot mechanics, breaking down your shot, getting in the gym, getting those reps when no one is around, so you can step up and have a more complete game. His toolbox now is more complete.
You saw it there. I mean, he was a non-scholarship player when he first joined the program, and he has turned into a double-double machine, 5th in the nation. He has 16 double-doubles this season, 42 for his career being, the 3rd most in program history and Mountain West Conference history. Horvath gets this one to drop at the line, and the game is tied. 53 apiece. How much fun has this been?
It's a dandy of a ball game. I like the punch and counter punch, the adjustments teams have made, the counters.
A season high for Horvath at 22. He'll swing it to the corner. Nice extra pass underneath. Will Baker. And they say a basket interference here. Justin Bean reaching through the nets.
Better angle. Good call. Yeah, once the hand goes up through the net and the rim from underneath, that's an automatic.
55-53.
In other words, it doesn't have to necessarily hit the ball.
Right.
I like Nevada on that possession, continuing to go inside and look inside. There's nothing wrong going in, having it pop back out, and then going back in again, reestablishing a post.
Wolfpack have hit their last 5 shots. Daniel Foster knocks down a 3, and the lead is 5.
You know, so many contributors And that's what you need if you're going to win on the road at a place like Utah State against a quality team. You're going to need more than just Desmond Cambridge. And the Wolfpack are getting that collective effort.
Been a really well-played road game for Nevada. Bean launches and hits from 3. Remarkable.
Well, the punch and the counterpunch, the answers. Both these teams resourceful here in the second half.
Sherfield probing. Bounce pass to Trey Coleman, and he navigates the baseline before getting hit. It's the second on Bean.
While Horvath able to keep his balance, presence of mind to kick it out to Jones. Jones drives it, draws help from Nevada, and he's able to get the ball to Bean. The hot hand. That's just excellent team basketball and alert and aware.
Jones now with 4 assists. Here's Trey Coleman. Rebound pops out to Cambridge. He'll fire from the corner. He's hitting from everywhere.
Oh my. No, he didn't. He's just having fun out there now, Alex. That's ridiculous.
Rylan Jones cuts to the rim, draws 3 defenders into the low block, and a foul is called.
We talk about players being in the zone, just feeling it, being at peace with your game. And he tracks down the ball and no hesitation, just turns and fires bottoms of the net. And here is Jones taking it in, a little jump stop, draws the Nevada bigs, gets them in the air, and wisely, because they're in a foul-prone situation, throws up the hook. Doesn't go down, but he gets himself to the foul line. Savvy and moxie, again, basketball IQ or intelligence on display.
So Tuesday night was one of the great individual performances in the league this year in a losing effort with a 36 from Cambridge against Colorado State. Now that he has a teammate in Sherfield at 100%, now Nevada, this is back to the team that a lot of people thought would be top 3 in the league. They were picked to finish 3rd in the preseason poll.
Well, Trey Coleman there, impressive with the interior shot. Got off the ground a second time to get that putback. Here's a block shot. Desmond Cambridge getting involved at both ends of the floor, and you're right, Alex. I mean, impressive pieces here. The physical quickness, the length, and the skill, all of it on display for the Wolfpack.
Nervous energy going through the crowd in Logan. Nice dish from Blackshear as he connects with Baker for the deuce.
Tied together, playing in pairs, looking for one another. It's 2-man basketball. Drive it. Big fella was ready. Help Blackshear make a second play by dropping to the bucket.
Pocket pass from Jones, another assist to Horvath.
We're seeing both teams help the man with the ball make a play by diving to the basket or making themselves available, sliding to a window. And that's drilled in practice. Utah State off the drive. The other players will cut in a manner to free themselves up for a shot.
Jones grabs Baker underneath. Nevada's hit 8 of their last 10 from the field. And they're getting after it on the defensive end, too.
Give Cambridge a cape. Superman. Batman. It's your choice. Doing everything.
(65-60). Visiting Wolfpack. To split the season series with Utah State and snap their 6-game losing streak. Desmond Cambridge has carried the way again for Nevada. Brandon Horvath with a season-high 24, but the story truly belongs to Cambridge.
Well, he's doing it in such dramatic fashion. I mean, coming in with the hot hand, the Aggies prepared with their scouting report, and we're seeing him score in a variety of ways. We saw the defense, but it's his long-distance shooting. And I've coached some good shooters. Jason Capono, some big nights. D'Angelo Harrison when I was at St. John's. But this is up there with as impressive a run of three-point shooting. He's made 20 of his last 31 three-point attempts over the last 3.5 and now into this second half games. Remarkable.
Prior to Tuesday, season high was 25. He had 36 Tuesday, 26 tonight. Bounce pass and the finish for Blackshear. 7-point lead for Nevada, equaling their largest of the night.
That's a nice curl. Different looks offensively that Nevada has put together tonight has been impressive.
Idle Rock has been quiet in the second half. There's a three off the mark from Ashworth. Rebound Blackshear.
And well contested by the Wolfpack. Going to catch their breath, which you can do sometimes. Get organized, run your set, and you're still aggressive, but you can conserve your energy and play with purpose. No need to force.
Floated entry pass, nicely done. How about the deep catch for Baker?
Yeah, another great set, and that inside look. Feed the bigs. Establish the low post.
Largest lead of the night for Nevada. They're looking for more. Numbers on the break. And they'll pull up.
A good judgment. You explore, see if you have the numbers, the math, and advantage. If not, get a good one.
It's a long two. That's off the mark from Sherfield.
Yeah, that was the first UFO or flying saucer of the night. It happens. Now, we're in Utah. There's the look down low. I love the target hand as well. Really demonstrative, demanding the ball, a target to throw to, and delivered.
Baker struggled against Colorado State. It has 9 points on 4 of 7 shooting tonight.
That's 16 assists now for Nevada. So that is sharing the basketball, playing with purpose.
Yep. Just adjusting the clock here. So it should read 6:14, and now does.
And Nevada in this half shooting 66%.
And nothing at this stage. We've still got a lot of time to go in this season. Nothing is must win, but for Utah State, they want to keep up this hot run. They are closing in on the tournament bubble, if not there already, given their position in the net. Idle Rock from in close, no. Tip wouldn't go. And the rebound for Cambridge.
Yeah, Nevada really rallying to the boards. It's the equivalent of gang tackling in football. Perimeter players can get back down inside, get bodies, improve the math, the percentages of coming up with a rebound by putting more of those blue jerseys in the paint. Now we're going to see some full court press.
First time Ryan Odom's deployed that tonight for Utah State. Sherfield goes behind the back and advances across the timing line. Sherfield all the way, and he ran into resistance in the end.
Here's that 5-on-4 drill. Aggies with a man down look to take advantage. Now we're back to 5-on-5. Sherfield recovered.
Utah State without a point its last 2:15 plus. The jab step from Idle Rock. They'll rotate to the top of the key. 3 off the mark from Max Shulga, a sophomore from the Ukraine, and it goes back to Nevada.
Yeah, ill-advised shot. And again, explore the paint. You can get that shot later. And when we say explore the paint, look inside, post feeds, dribble penetration, force the defense to collapse. Maybe you get a team in rotation and a better shot as a result. Steve Alford with the timeout.
9-point lead on the road for Nevada. I'll tell you what, this is usually one of the loudest buildings in college basketball. It's been fairly muted with a 9-point lead for Nevada. A bit of a surprise here with the scoreline on the road for the Wolfpack. February 20th, of course, it's the Daytona 500 on Fox. A little bit of a slower race held at halftime among the many weird traditions in college basketball that we were missing last year that I don't know if we're thankful that this is back, but it's back.
What's going on with the headsets?
Yeah, you know, noise protection. You wear those at the race, too. At the Coliseum, man, that was loud. You had a massive line for those scanners at the Coliseum a couple weeks ago.
I thought maybe he was listening to some Al Jarreau or some classical music, or maybe they were.
That's going to be you after the game.
Absolutely.
With a nice glass of Pinot Noir.
Critical stretch here for the Aggies.
Yeah. 9-point lead for Nevada. Here's a 3 for Bean. No. And it's a one-and-done trip.
And Nevada going to take their time. Why not? With the ball, a 9-point lead. See if Utah State goes into 1-3-1 or tries to trap out of this 1-3-1 zone.
Blackshear attacking.
And that's exactly what Utah State was hoping for.
Idle Rock from 3.
And a good look by Horvath in transition, alertly seeing Idle Rock, and delivers a precise strike right into his wheelhouse for the 3.
Timeout as Idle Rock gets going. It's been a while. He was good in the first half. Now up to 9 points. Utah State is within 6.
Guys, from the cold outdoors to the warmth inside, one of the nation's leading scorers in Bryce Hamilton, just over 21 points per game, joins his running Rebels to play the Boise State Broncos. We'll have all the action for you at the top of the hour right here on FS1.
All right, David, Broncos have been another great story in the Mountain West this year. 6-point lead for Nevada over Utah State. Are we headed for another close finish? The Aggies are used to them this year. They have played a lot of close games, but they've lost their fair share. 6 games they've lost when it's been a one-possession game at the finish. That is tied for the most in Division I with Howard. And that might tilt the balance of whether this team is just a good team that's in the top 50 in the net or a tournament-worthy team. We talked about their Quad 1 situation, only one win against a Quad 1 opponent. That came against Oklahoma back in November. Some missed opportunities.
And this could be another down-to-the-wire affair, Alex, where stop a shutout, take care of the basketball, making your free throws, executing offensively.
Behind the back pass to locate Baker, and he knocks down a 3.
Wow, might be your night when you go behind the back of your 7-foot center and he drains one right in front of your bench. Steve Alford's got to feel good about that coming out of a timeout. How about it?
Baker into double figures. Long rebound comes out to Horvath.
Enough time to explore the interior. I don't think you have to just launch rockets. 3 and change on your home court. Explore the inside first.
Utah State just 1 for their last 7. Bean lucky he didn't turn it over. Shot clock inside of 3. Here's Bean underneath. Counts and a foul.
And there you go. There you have it. Nothing wrong with three-point shooting. I'm a proponent of it, but you're going to shoot better shots if you explore. How about Sherfield with the behind-the-back razzle-dazzle, but functional for the big fella. And then find a seam or gap, give it to your big. Bean with the finish, absorbs the hit, the weight room N1, chance for an old-fashioned three-point play. And just going back to the point, I'm all for three-point shooting. Great opportunities in transition, great opportunities off offensive rebounding, and also putting it down low. And once you force a team to collapse, now kick it out, and shooters are stepping in to the three-point line for those shots. And you shoot a higher percentage when you do that. That's what Coach Odom will break down with his team in game film.
So after the miss at the line, 7-point game. Foul on the drive here from Sherfield. It gets grabbed in the lane, I believe, by Ashworth.
And now for Nevada, it's staying strong with the ball, being aggressive, purposeful. Too soon to put it on ice or get on your heels on the road. But it's that fine line of making winning plays, purposeful plays. And when you've lost 6 in a row, you want to stem the bleeding. Get this W.
Neither team with a foul left to give as this three is knocked down by Sherfield. And it's a 10-point lead for Nevada inside of 3 minutes to play.
Sherfield with 5 assists, only 2 turnovers, making great decisions. 5 of 13 from the field.
Horvath gets the roll. Neither team in significant foul trouble, just to mine down the stretch.
Well, those last 2 possessions, the Aggies were good looks.
Yep.
High percentage, closer to the basket. Play through your bigs.
Now they need a stop. Nevada shooting 48% for the game. Sherfield, right of the lane, got hit.
Good sets by Nevada. Some ball movement and man movement, and then a straight line drive. Sherfield just tight handle, some good footwork, creates separation between himself and the defender, and launches one to the clouds. And then here uses the body in an intelligent manner to pick up the foul on Horvath. Saw he had a bit of an angle, got his hips aligned in a manner for that straight line drive, get to the foul line.
Nevada fans have to be thinking what might have been. With Sherfield and that foot injury, missed 3 games. This team just off kilter without Sherfield and Washington. Again, mired in that 6-game losing streak. But he's calm and collected at the line and reestablishes the 10-point lead.
Well, Nevada's had an answer for every Utah State run. Unnecessary foul.
Yeah, that's on Cambridge. That's his 4th.
You don't want to stop the clock. You don't want to get in foul jeopardy when you're the leader of the team.
And it puts Utah State in the bonus.
You have 4 or 5 elements there that make that an unnecessary foul in terms of time and score. He's a senior and should know better. And those are the breakdowns, the defensive mistakes, the lack of defensive discipline that Coach Alford talked about. If this team is going to make a move in February and March, they've got to clean those up.
Ashworth at the stripe, an 85% free throw shooter. 77-68, 2:17 to go. Now Utah State back within 8. They press up courts. Sherfield gets trapped, and what's the call here? They're going to call foul on Ashworth.
It was an awkward possession, difficult place to operate in the coffin corner against a full court press to begin with. And Sherfield looked like he might have dragged the pivot, not yet, but right there I thought might be a travel.
That's 4th foul on Ashworth. It puts the Wolfpack to the stripe as they face the Herd. Sherfield an 87% foul shooter.
7 of 7. Chance to go 8 for 8. And again, the 5 assists, only 2 turnovers in 35 minutes. He's been productive. 2 of 3 from long range.
A confident stroke at the line. 79-69. 2:10 remaining. Ryland Jones inside. Horvath throws it down. And a jump ball. Possession arrow favors Nevada. Utah State wanted to keep that going to see if they could get the strip.
What a pass by Jones and an excellent cut by Horvath off the top of the floor. And again, that's playing in pairs. That's a tandem or 2-man basketball.
Horvath now with a career-high 28. One of 3 Aggies in double figures. Nevada has 4 players in double figures. They lead by 8. Cambridge grabbed.
Good execution by Nevada. Attack that pressure by going baseline to baseline and trying to score on your opponent if you've got the advantage. That foul actually turned out to be a good foul, but unfortunately it's the man with the hottest hand in college basketball right now stepping to the free throw line in Desmond Cambridge.
3rd foul for Horvath. 9th team foul this half for the Aggies.
Just a cool customer.
Yeah.
Cool hand, Luke. This just speaks to the depth of the Mountain West Conference.
Splits the pair. And Utah State have to run here. Ashworth heaves one off balance, and the rebound falls right to Cambridge. Ooh, that's close to an offensive foul. They're going to call a block on Jones. I want to see a replay of this.
Well, Jones had good position from our angle. We were blocked. Looks as though it's an offensive foul, and yet officials coast to coast have been emphasizing the no flop. And so there's the mixed message of freedom of movement, but also not flopping, and makes it difficult, I think, for coaches and players to know how it's going to be called game to game. But the refs are doing what they've been told to do.
Yep, exactly.
Top down, coast to coast. They're just doing their job. They get rated on calls like that.
Nevada's missed their last 3 free throws. And a foul here on the Wolfpack. That's ill-advised. It stops the clock with 1:32 to go and sends Utah State to the line.
Well, those are the plays we've seen. A couple Nevada Wolfpack defensive miscues that give coaches gray hair. There are many coaches that have no hair remaining because of those type of plays. You almost feel it's invasion of the body snatchers. And it's not your team. It's not as though you practice special situations to make fouls. You practice special situations to have enough discipline to understand time and score and not foul in those situations.
What a night for Horvath, and it continues here. 29 points, 11 of 13 for the foul stripe. In and out on the second. Rebound for Cambridge. And they'll try and break the pressure here. They do so, and Utah State with Horvath commits the foul with 1:24 to go.
There's still time in this game, 1:24, but just going back from the outset, Nevada Wolfpack just had a mindset, a chip on the shoulder, and played with an edge, and we've seen it sustained for both halves. They got out to a 5-0 lead, if I'm not mistaken. And they answered all the counter-punching that Utah State brought throughout this game. So high marks to Steve Alford and his staff. It's not over.
No, got to close this one out.
But
if you're Nevada.
They're moving towards a potential big win.
They've been much better today defending, especially defending the arc. Quick trigger from the corner. And it's a one-and-done trip. Rebound Cambridge. And he'll just sprint up court. See who they want to foul here. 1:09 on the clock. 81-72. Rylan Jones commits the foul on Grant Sherfield.
Utah State now 6 of 21 from the three-point line.
Jones, by the way, is fouled out.
And on the flip side, Alex, Nevada a bit more judicious with their shot selection from the three. They were 10 of 20, shooting 50% from long range and shooting 7-11 in the second half, 63%. They've been on fire, and of course, the main headline is Desmond Cambridge, but I thought a collective effort on display by a number of Wolfpack players. And that's how you get a big win on the road and how you stop a 6-game losing streak.
11-point lead for Nevada, a minute to go. Front rim, rebound, Blackshear. What a tremendous road game this has been for the Wolfpack. Adderall will foul Sherfield, beg your pardon. 46.8 to go. And again, this is a team, Nevada, that if only they could kind of take back the last month or so. And they have a really tough strength of schedule to begin the year. Just couldn't get things going in Mountain West play. They'll have a home and home against San Jose State coming up. Game you can see on FS1. And for Utah State, this is one that they couldn't really afford. We talked about their resume and trying to get on that tournament bubble. What a performance.
Coach Alford there, Mike's picked up. Let's go, get a stop. And that's been his mantra. When we talked to him, it was primarily about defense. And he liked the pieces, he liked their personnel, he thought offensively they are more than capable, but was mystified by the lack of defense. Expects to see more. And tonight, his team delivered.
Well, after a game Tuesday in which Utah State nearly knocked off the top team in the league, they are stunned here on their home floor by a Nevada team that was just 1-7 on the road coming in. Huge win for Nevada on the road in Logan, Utah. 85-74 the final over Utah State.
Well, Alex, I mean, second half numbers, Nevada shoots 60% from the field against Utah State, and Utah State shoots 42%. And then we talked about the three-point line, but this was more than just numbers. It was a mindset and an approach, a collaborative, cohesive effort by the Wolfpack, coming on the road with a road warrior mindset and playing together throughout. Cambridge, clearly the hottest hand in college basketball today as we look at his three-pointers, looking down the floor, getting the feet organized, and an intelligent approach by the Wolfpack to continue to milk that hot hand. There's Cambridge working well without the ball, coming off his teammates for openings and tracking down a rebound there to catch and shoot. Now he's just having fun. I mean, he's in the zone, he's feeling it. Doesn't get any better. And when you can win, he's had some impressive individual performances in losses, but it's much sweeter when you get the W.
So Utah State falls to 6-7 in Mountain West play, 15-11 now overall on the season. This is the third highest scoring output in any game Nevada's played this year, and the highest in any conference game that they have played. One that Utah State certainly could not afford given their situation on the tournament bubble.
Well, Utah State will learn from this. I mean, they're correctable errors, and I think they're going to realize they fell in love a little bit too much with the perimeter attack and didn't go inside often enough. They came back through going inside to the big fellas, but then got back away from that attack on the paint.
This was a fun one, Lev.
Enjoyed it. Let's do it again.
Yeah. See you about tomorrow. Marquette. UNLV and Boise State coming up next here on FS1. 85-74, Nevada wins in Logan.